Creating that negative space by cutting out acrylic requires a very specific type of timing. We're gonna take you through those steps right now so that your execution is perfect. Right now, on Nail School. All right, bro, cutting acrylic. I need truth in my life. Tell it to me.
It's right here, bro. 12-pound test. It's not only good for fishing, but you're gonna be able to use this to actually cut straight lines in your acrylic. So what I've done is I've taken an existing nail and I've thinned it out so that it's flat. That way when I overlay it with new color, it's gonna slide really easy when I'm using the line, right, to pull through it. Let me show you guys how easy this is to do. So as you can see on the nail, I have a really thin surface. This usually works really well with tips because you're gonna be sliding it on plastic, but since we're doing a rebalance, the acrylic is already dry and it's really slick. So what I've done is I've removed everything from the surface of the nail and I put one coat of protein bond on top. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use Wine Flight, I'm gonna use Sports Fanatic, and I'm gonna use Jade Smoke, which are three beautiful colors in the Slick Pour range. I'm gonna show you guys how well they work when I'm actually doing this design. Okay, so what I'm gonna end up doing is taking a really nice bead, right? And then what we're going to end up doing is setting this right to the cuticle area. While it is wet, I'm going to work it around the cuticle area as tight as we possibly can. I'm not going to worry about the thickness in the front end because that's where we're going to end up cutting it. Just want to focus all my attention again right to the back so it's as tight as possible. Notice how thick it is in the front. It's exactly what we want. Okay. And we're just going to give it the time to set. So as you can see, when it gets a matte finish, you're ready to go. So what I'm gonna end up doing is taking this, sliding it through, and then basically pulling down and away, as you can see. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. I'm gonna pull down and through, and then I'm going to end up sliding it through just like this. Again, do not worry about any of the residue that's on the bottom. That is going to be completely normal, right? At the end of the day, once you end up pushing all the product up to the edge, right here, and you end up filing all this right here, all those little chunks, everything is gonna basically file away. So don't worry about what it looks like here, it's about what it looks like on top. So what we're gonna end up doing is getting our next pearl, right? Just gonna give it a couple of seconds, and then what I'm gonna end up doing is pushing this right up to the edge. Giving this a chance to sit, okay? And again, notice I'm gonna end up cutting it this way as well. So give that a chance to sit. It's still a little glossy, as you can see. We want this to dry out to a really nice matte finish. Okay, so you're gonna notice how everything slides down. I'm gonna be able to pull that away, and I'm gonna be able to do the same thing on the opposite side. Again, all the way down, and then as I slide it off, it ends up coming off really nice. We're going to take our third color. We're going to just give this a couple of seconds, and then what I'm going to end up doing is setting this right to the front. And again, I'm going to end up pushing this all the way up. All right, I'm going to push this all the way up to the top. I'm going to ensure that we're going to get everything up to the lines. Again, do not worry about making it perfect. Just make sure that you have enough thickness so that when you make your cuts, they're going to come out nice and clean. So again, it's still a little, you can see it's still a little glossy right there. Just give it a chance. And then what I'm gonna end up doing is the same thing. I'm just going to come down right in the front. I'm gonna end up sliding it, and then again, you can see as I pull it away, it's going to come off really, really tight. I'm gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. I'm gonna line this up, make sure that it's nice and even as I come through and I make my cut and I slide it through. It ends up coming out nice and perfect. You could always use a little bit of a spatula if you have residue that's hanging, and what the spatula is going to do is help you remove excess product away from the edge right here. Don't worry, because all of this stuff right here, as you can see, is going to end up filing away. It's never going to look perfect during application. It's when you're done filing where it's going to look absolutely flawless. Let's go ahead and add some more this beautiful violet color. I'm going to end up doing the same exact thing. I'm going to end up pushing it right up to the edge. If it gets past the ledge, do not worry. Give this a chance to sit. So as you can see, it's starting to turn matte. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this down, and as I slide it off the edge, it's going to come off really, really nice. I do the same thing on the opposing side. Let's try to get this as even as we possibly can. Come up, Tracy, a little bit. Let's try to get this as even as we possibly can. I'm just going to just run right through, and then again, slide it off. It's just basically working through everything to make sure that it's perfect. I'm just going to use my spatula again to take off that edge right there. Perfect. So I'm going to finish it off with this color right here. And then what we're going to end up doing is just kind of wiping it off on the free edge and then using the body of my brush to push it right up to the line. And we're going to let this dry. And then as soon as we're done, I'm going to file this into shape, and you guys are going to see how pretty the design comes out. So as you can see, as I start to thin everything out, look at how tight the lines end up becoming. So I went ahead and filed it into shape, put finish all over the top, and as you guys can see, I got this really, really cool diamond shaped effect with color that runs from the cuticle area all the way down to the free edge. If you guys use your fishing line to create those straight lines, again, you're going to be able to create some really intense dimension when it comes into cutting your impressions in. With this technique, you're going to be able to create a lot of custom looks. So the best part about using fishing line is you're going to be able to cut in the perfect line impressions. Remember, do not wait until it's dry. You want to wait until it's matte. That way it slides through and cuts really, really easy.